Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. Today is a special episode because I am joined with two very special people. First of all, my brother. Hey, Camden.
Hello, Foster.
Camden it has been said, people are saying that you have the sexiest voice in the world.
They're lying.
And we are also here with Josie. Say hey, Josie.
Rough.
That's Josie licking the microphone. So Josie is Camden and Christine's dog. She is a Labradoodle. She's big, and I thought it would be cool to talk about her.
Nothing better.
Cool. So just to set the scene for everyone, Camden, I am returning to Portugal next week, and sooner than later, Alexia and I would love to adopt a puppy. So I kind of wanted to get your advice, your experience, how things have been going with Josie. So just give me a general rundown of how that process was of deciding to get a dog and all that.
If you have the resources to take care of a dog, it is the absolute best thing in the world. And for us, we knew that we wanted a dog. We both grew up with dogs. We've always had them in our lives, but had always lived in apartments or kind of been transient. And when we moved to Greenville, we had a big backyard, and we knew that we wanted a big dog that we could kind of take on adventures with us. And we were fortunate enough to find Josie. She's an almost 2-year-old Labradoodle.
Can you explain what a Labradoodle is and why you chose to get a Labradoodle?
Of course. So a Labradoodle is a wonderful freak of nature, man-made cross between a Labrador Retriever and a poodle. The unusual thing about them is that they're hypoallergenic, which means that they do not shed allergens. And my wife, Christine, is very allergic to dog hair. So she was never able to have anything but very short-haired dogs growing up.
Yeah. And Christine also grew up with a wiener dog, just like Alexia.
She did. But with Josie, she is 75% poodle and doesn't shed at all. So she's a 60-pound fluffy thing. And, with Christine, who's never been able to spend time with a big fluffy dog, now she has one that follows her around 24 hours a day and sleeps in between us in bed, and has just been, our best friend in the world for these last 2 years.
Yeah. And Josie's an awesome dog. And that's such a benefit for people with allergies that normally can't have dogs. You can get a Labradoodle.
No doubt. And they are just the sweetest disposition, of a dog. At the same time, they have such a tremendous reserve of energy that needs to be burned off every single day. So one of us is walking her a couple miles each and every day, throwing the ball with her as much as possible. I know you and I just got finished with maybe a 4-mile hike in the 90-degree weather, and she's still running around like a bat out of hell.
Walked 7 kilometers with her, and she is still ready to go. I would say her disposition it reminds me a lot of a retriever.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very happy and
goofy and eager to please, and she never gets cross or moody like some little dogs or plenty of cats.
Yeah. Can you think of something maybe when Josie was younger? Like, what was something that surprised you that maybe people don't tell you when you're first getting a dog?
Yeah, so at the puppy stage, I'm sure it's the same way with children. You don't recognize that they're utterly helpless without you. So, the earliest you can normally get a puppy in America is...
Hold up.
What you got? Hey, Josie, place. Josie.
Quick technical difficulties. Josie is trying to eat some of my mom's stuff. Now she's on the bed, and she's going to sit there like a good girl.
Still rambunctious at 2 years old, and we're still teaching this fairly young dog new tricks.
Yeah, so you were saying when she was a puppy that she's utterly helpless, and
Yeah, so I mean, you don't recognize when you get a puppy at 6 or 8 weeks that, they have to go outside to use the bathroom every 2 hours, and that applies to the middle of the night as well. So, we're going to bed and set an alarm for 1 a.m., then 3 a.m., then 5 a.m. And if you don't, they're going to have some accidents indoors. And there's a lot of training that goes in so very early in their life that is necessary to raise a good, healthy, happy dog. And, that burden is on you as an owner. It's extremely satisfying, but at the same time can be frustrating and make for some tireless, days.
Yeah, that's something that Alexi and I talk about a lot is don't get a dog unless you are really ready to take care of a dog, both financially and
100%.
emotionally. Yeah. What are some things that have maybe not surprised you, but just some of the benefits of having a dog around?
They're innumerable, especially for us as dog people. I think first and foremost, and most people with dogs would recognize this, is it's such a comfort to wake up in the morning or come home from work in the evening and see something that is just so excited to see you no matter what. I mean, to be just thrilled and over the moon, and it doesn't change. Every single day they're excited to have you. So regardless of whether or not your day's been crummy or difficult, whether or not you've been in a bad mood or frustrated, you can't get mad at this damn dog. They're just they're just there to play with you and love you and need you. And those are all, I think, direct benefits that every human, can have from having a pet.
Yeah.
And your relationship with a pet, but a dog specifically, I think can tell you a lot about yourself. Your mood is reflected in that dog.
Totally.
When you're active and engaged and happy, the dog will be too. And it's also, you have that responsibility for caring for something that depends on you. And I think that's very powerful, especially for those without children, to have that responsibility that can anchor you to everyday life and make you a better person. And then that I think that's at a very base level. We all need that kind of low grade but important responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably a little bit controversial to say, but I think you should be required to take care of a pet before you take care of a baby. Probably.
I would agree 100%. And there are other ways around that, but for us, it's taught us a lot about each other. Wonderful things, only good things. And, the fact that I'm forced to go exercise with this dog every single day is, that's an ancillary benefit that a lot of folks don't recognize when they first get a pet.
Yeah, it's good for her, good for you, good for everyone. So, Camden, can we take a beat just for a second? And can I ask you to explain a couple of things?
Please.
First, you said the phrase over the moon. Can you explain what that means?
It's a colloquialism that simply means excited, and
super excited.
Excited and also satisfied with the decision. I think it's more than just a, hey, I'm thrilled this has happened. It's a closer to one of those kind of pure little joys that you can have.
Yeah, I feel like it's a phrase kind of reserved for, like, I think of it with babies. Like, oh, we're over the moon with our new baby.
There's a connotation, I think, of love that goes with it.
Yeah, for sure. You also use the word crummy, even if you're in a crummy mood.
Yeah.
I imagine most people don't know what that means.
Yeah, crummy is just bad, down, low grade annoyance.
Yeah, you're just not in a good mood, but it could also be like, it was a crummy movie. It wasn't very good. You didn't enjoy it very much.
Yeah, or you can feel crummy as a low energy, just out of sorts.
Yeah, just not feeling too good.
Yeah, crummy is not deathly ill.
Yeah. And the last word I wanted to ask you about, this is less of a colloquialism and more of just kind of a complicated word. You use the word ancillary, I believe, in the context of an ancillary benefit.
Yeah, so ancillary is one of those words that
a lot of lawyers use.
we use it all the time, but it's an unintended consequence or benefit of some kind of action. So an ancillary benefit of having a dog is,
you exercise more.
I exercise more.
Exactly.
An ancillary benefit of, living in the southeast of the United States is you get to eat delicious lard-filled food, a few times a year.
Yeah, cool. I think those are 3 good phrases that people could start incorporating into their vocabulary a little bit more. Seems like Josie's about to go crazy again, so this is probably a good place to wrap it up.
I told her to stay. She didn't.
Camden, thanks for coming back on the show.
Always. Thank you, brother.